Hello everybody, it's time for Coffee with Bill. Let's see what's going on. Well, it looks like the gateway scripture of the day is this, 2 Corinthians 10, 17 and 18. But he who glories, let him glory in the Lord. For not he who commends himself is approved, but whom the Lord commends. All right, let's see what's in the news. Looks like Elizabeth Warren is resurrecting the lie that Michael Brown was murdered by police. Shame on her and her reliance on lies and deception to gin up votes. The investigation of that incident proved that Michael Brown was a thug, a criminal who had just robbed a store and was shot after he fractured a bone in the officer's face and was trying to take the officer's gun. Barack Obama started this lie and launched a nationwide conspiracy to disrespect and fight the cops. Several law enforcement officers were assassinated during the Obama Democrat tirade against law enforcement officers, and now Elizabeth Warren is resurrecting the hate just to draw attention to herself. ICE officers have recently come under gunfire, and 6 Philadelphia police officers were shot just this week. The Democrats' war on American law enforcement officers is disgraceful, and the American people simply need to stop voting Democrat. Period. I posted a photo of Jews in a Nazi concentration camp, and it said, "This is why we won't let the Democrats take our guns." And a young liberal named Robin responded with one of those fake pictures of a child in a cage. Hey, Robin, what about the children in the garbage cans at Planned Parenthood? Until you have the moral courage to speak out about that, nobody on my page gives a rat's patoot about what you have to say. And there we go. I see the movie about liberals hunting down Trump supporters and shooting them like animals was canceled. Now this, no doubt, is a fantasy of the left, but it's not very realistic because in order to hunt, the liberals would have to have a measurable testosterone level. And with Bruce Jenner as the ultimate liberal man, I think we all know how that scenario would turn out. Seriously, there are a million heavily armed, conservative, masculine men out here just salivating at the thought of liberals coming after them with guns. Antifa would be the appetizer, and Hollywood and the left-wing media would be the main course. Tlaib and Omar were denied entry into Israel, and I say good. Their animosity towards the Jewish nation is well documented, and they were going there to cause trouble. They would have gleefully stirred up violence against the Israeli Defense Forces. Mr. Netanyahu may have actually saved some lives by banning those two hate mongers. Well, it looks like California's making community college free. Well, guess what, California? Paying for your education has always been a part of the educational experience. But considering the quality of California education nowadays, I guess it could be argued that it's finally being priced right. But I do pity the poor man who struggles to feed his family in California, because he's the working man who will be forced to pay that tuition for those lazy kids. Red flag gun laws, the latest unconstitutional attack on the Bill of Rights, seizing guns for potentially unstable people. Well, here's a wild Bill bullet of truth for America. Conservatives are the epitome of mental stability. Mental instability is men chopping off their peepees and prancing around in lipstick and high heels. You want to take on mental illness? That's the place where you should start. I tell you, as a 20-year law enforcement officer, no upright law enforcement officer will be comfortable with these red flag laws. And if the cops do come knocking at your door, I recommend not opening up. Just tell them through the door that if they want your guns, they need to come back with a warrant signed by a judge. That is what the law requires. The pro-life movie Unplanned hits #1 in DVD rentals. The liberal machine has tried desperately to block that movie. That movie is destroying the abortion industry in America. But the truth keeps marching on, and I suggest that Americans resurrect the good old American neighborhood block party. Stretch a sheet, up on somebody's house and show unplanned for all to see. Make a difference. Yeah, trouble in Hong Kong, and the people there are in danger of being crushed by the Chinese communists, and the protesters are waving American flags. Think about that. This is how important the USA is to freedom-loving people around the world. Will the USA rescue Hong Kong from communist aggression? I don't know. I love Hong Kong. I have been there, but I am truly more concerned about the Mexican border. That is where the threat to my country lies. And thank you so much to those of you who have contributed to the GoFundMe account to help us outreach to veterans who may be contemplating suicide. Looks like we're about a fourth of the way to the goal. I will put the link in the description below. Please take a look at that mission and consider partnering to make it a reality. As you guys know, my little brother killed himself. He was a Marine Corps veteran, but together we may be able to save somebody else's brother. This has been Coffee with Bill. Thanks for watching, and America, bless God again.